In the previous tutorial, we performed the grid search optimization, where some of the values of limit by and limit cell were constrained to have bad results. To save computing time, we could perform a smart search, where we strategically select the limit cell and limit by that gives the best results based on numerical methods. Without further ado, let's uncover the lines of code that will get us to the smart search. We first load the machine learning model, then we load the dataset, we run the cells to create the backtesting class, to create the strategy class that we also did in the previous tutorial, the backtesting, and now the important part, optimizing the backtesting with multiple combinations. In this case, we establish the limit by from 0 to 10, limit cell from -10 to 0, to maximize the returns. To perform the smart search, we need to set a specific method. If we look at the documentation of the function, we see here the method that by default is grid. And if we go down below, they show the meaning of grid and scoped, which could be the smart search. We change the default value of method to scoped, and before executing, we need to run these two lines of code, otherwise we will get an error. So we execute, we wait for a bit until the optimization has been computed. After 40 seconds, we get the results, and we will work with the heat map that contains the values that we see here, and we apply the pre-processing to clean the data and show this nice data frame to later apply the colors. And because we have some missing values, we will use highlight null with a background transparent, as you can see in this table, and then we will color the data. We can corroborate that the algorithm has performed a smart search because it hasn't tried many of the combinations that we told on limit by and limit cell, and finally found a return which is optimal, in this case over 10,000%, which processes has been way faster than the one we saw in the previous tutorial with the grid search. If we would like to dig deeper on this method, you may check this article where they explain it in detail. I'll give you an overview. The following chart is plotting the evaluations of the algorithm. You can see the dots, which are the combinations of all possible numbers on limit cell and limit by, and there is a red star in the corner showing the point 00, which is the optimal number that the algorithm found. Then if you see these histograms are the number of samples that has been randomly selected on limit by and limit cell. Then we can plot the density with these lines of code, where we see a heat map of the algorithm convergence towards the optimal value in the clearer area, where it finally finds the optimal point on the red star. This picture gives us an indication of which values on limit cell and limit by will be likely to give you higher returns. Everything looks pretty clear when watching the tutorials, nevertheless, you need to put in the practice. We have prepared a challenge to apply the concepts covered in this chapter. In the following video, I will tell you the mental model that you should apply to master the knowledge that we have covered in this tutorial.